Alright, so we're back. So this is around age 10 to 12. Um, so got got a new house with a green roof, and the house is pink, and the sidings is wood. So new house in Kansas City, green roof, pink house, pink brick house actually. When some of the siding was wood, cross in between. Okay, so whenever we would leave this house, let's just make this clear. Didn't get involved in no Ouija board, no New Age movement, no witchcraft for all the Christians out there. Okay. Now, what happens is that when I would leave this house, I would come home to the radio being really loud and all the lights being turned on. Even though we left no lights on, turned off all the electricity, nothing going, no radio on, no lights on. But when we would leave it and expect to come back home with no radio on, no lights on. But we come back home and all the lights would be on and the radio would be extremely loud, top volume. And the demon man was not there in that house. Okay? He wasn't there. He was with me and my mom and me on days that we would be leaving. Or days where we would, not be there. Now, still, he has no job. He never had a job the whole time. He's with my mom beating me and my sister or molesting my sister or whatnot. He was in trying to break up me and my sister's love and whatnot, which he did pretty good here. He tried to. So, so this is where he hit me in the stomach. In this house. So he comes over to me, and I'm guessing with molesting my sister, he's thinking he's ruining the love bond between me and my sister. So what he does is he brings my sister to the front room of this new place, of this new house, okay? And he tells me to get up from the couch. I stand up, and then he takes his fist and he punches me. It is age 10 through 12, okay? So he punches me in the stomach. I fall to the floor. My sister runs over to me. And I felt so glad that my sister cared about me. But then he goes over to my sister like he's about to punch her in the face. And he goes over to her saying, "You still love your brother? You still love your brother, huh? You still love him?" Yeah. Told you, abusers, they break up love. They install fear. Everything is fear me, fear me, fear me. That's all abusers is, man. Everything is fear me. I'm stronger than you. I'm better than you. You ain't nothing. That's an abuser. That's what they do. They break your love up for each other. Your love bond that you have with your siblings and your family members. They break it up. Mental abusers do the exact same. With demon powers or no powers. Okay? Now, I went to sleep. We had a bunk bed. Me and my sister shared a room, and we had a bunk bed. I slept on the bottom. She slept on the top, but we also had another bed in the bedroom, which I don't know why. There was like a bunk bed and another bed in the same bedroom, but whatever. So she would sometimes sleep on the opposite side of the bunk bed, and I would sleep on the bottom, or I'd sleep on the top of the bunk bed. So I guess because we're older and it's 10 to 12, we can't sleep in the same bed anymore and that type of stuff. We always had bunk beds though, so. So I woke up, something tapped me in the middle of the night, and it was my sister's black African-American life-size doll. Now, I don't know, I guess I'm just used to this crap, so I just looked at her and I'm like, "What do you want?" I'm trying to sleep, like, you tapping me on the shoulder, "What do you want, doll?" And then the doll just laughed, hee 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 hee. Then it runs into the kitchen, and it knocks over a jar, and I was like, "What was that?" So when I asked what was that, it's like my brain went and looked through the kitchen. Okay, it's like my brain went and it saw what it was, and it saw that it was a jar of cookies. It was a jar of cookies that was a clear jar of cookies, like a big pickle jar, and that doll broke it. Okay, and so what happens is that I was like, oh man, that doll got into the jar of cookies, right? So I don't know. I was like, I hope I don't get blamed for that. I hope I don't get abused and beat for that, you know? So I went to sleep. I woke up. I went to the kitchen and I found that I found that there really was a jar of cookies. That's what it was that broke. I was like, that's weird. So, but I looked for the doll in the kitchen. It wasn't there. So I looked for the doll, and I wasn't expecting it to be in the room. I don't know. I walked right past it, y'all, and it was right there next to my sister's bed, like it was before I went to sleep. It's in the exact same spot that it was. So I go over to the doll. I disassemble the left arm, the right arm, the left leg, the right leg, and I take the head off and I put it in a closet because it freaked me out. The freaking thing got up and tapped me on the shoulder in the middle of the night and started walking and knocking over stuff in the freaking kitchen. My sisters asked me, "Where's my doll?" And I was like, "Oh, it's in the closet." And Shayla was like, "Oh, why'd you kill it? Why'd you kill it?" My sister was like, "Why'd you kill it?" And I was like, "Because it was alive. Like it was walking, and it's going to get us in trouble. It's going to get us in trouble. It's tearing up the house, and we're going to get beat." So I had to do what I had to do. In that case, disassembling that doll was what I had to do. Okay, so during this time, I'm still getting whooped on. I'm still getting beat. He's still punching me in the face, waking me up, rudely waking me up. I punched me in the face. So I'm going to tell you guys what I did. Again, I don't know nothing about no witchcraft. I don't know about no New Age for all you Christians out there, pastors and things like that, and other religious people that say that people are involved in this. That's why they're getting attacked by demons. That's why they're getting attacked because they are gotten involved into the occult practices, and they got involved into the New Age, and they got involved into witchcraft. Yeah, well, I didn't know none of that. Now, so what I ended up doing, it occurred to me that I needed to do something. I needed a hero. I didn't have contact to any of my family members. So what I did was I went and I took a hot bath, and I was like, okay, well, I learned in science class. Okay, I learned that heat is energy. Okay, the molecules run faster. Heat is energy. So that's what I knew. I used what I knew. So I went to a bath. I went and made a bath. I went to take a bath, and then I sat there in the water and I closed my eyes and I was like, okay, I need to make something. This is all on instinct, people. I didn't research this stuff. I didn't know how to do any research. All I'm trying to do is survive. That's it. So what I did was I sat there in the bathtub and I closed my eyes and I felt the warm water and I felt the steam. I felt the warm water rising. And I took my hands and I went like this. And I was like, okay, I need to make a superhero. I was like, I need to make another me. So I closed my eyes and I sat there with my legs crisscross applesauce like I learned in school when you sat down for a story time. And I started forming another me. Like I took my head and I took my head like this. And then I moved my head forward like this. Like as if I'm taking my head and I'm stretching it out right here. Boom. And I was like, okay. And then I made some eyes, nose, and I went like that for the mouth. Like I'm in clay class, like I'm playing with Play-Doh. And I took my shoulders, and I grabbed them, and I just imagined pulling my shoulders off. Boom. Now this one has my shoulders. My stomach, taking my stomach off. Boom. Now this one has my stomach. Taking my legs, now this one has my legs. My calves, this one has my calves. My feet, this one has my feet. Taking my hands off. Like imagine I'm taking my hands off and I'm putting it on this other one. I'm putting it on this other one. Okay, so then I took the hot water and I kept splashing it. I splashed it on it to like, this was my way of making it come to life. I was like splashing the water on this invisible but slightly visible other me that I made. to be my hero, to help me to handle this abuse better, to help me protect my sister, protect me and my sister, because I didn't have any other superheroes, so I had to make my own. So what I did was I said, okay, your job is to go to the future and tell me either tell me in the daytime or in a dream what's coming so that I can prevent. Now, I said I wanted to prevent the abuse. I'm too small. I don't know how to prevent abuse. Okay. But I thought, okay, if I could just see the future, then I'll be able to know it's coming and it won't be such a surprise. It won't hurt as bad, you know? I'm like, great. So I gave him a job, the other me. And I told him, I said, go. And then it's like, when I said go, it's like the steam pushed forward. It's like poof. The steam pushed forward, and it was not this little farm thing I made anymore. I said go, and it said shoo, and it went out. And I was like, okay. Okay. Now the weird thing is that I felt a little piece of me gone. a little piece of me. Well, I felt it that okay, I'm doing something. I just like, man, it's like it worked. I knew it worked because I felt a little piece of myself is out there doing something for me. And I was like, yes, it's gonna work. So what happens, and it did work. I started seeing the future. I could see it 3 weeks ahead. I could see it. I could go to sleep, wake up 5 minutes. Okay, here's an example. So I had a dream. Actually, this one was a daydream. I was eating dinner, and I spaced out like on That's Her Raven, like I spaced out like, and a video clip played. Not in front of me like the whole scenery changed. A video clip played in front of my eyes, in my head, out here. Like the view, like how I see that, how I would see it in my head, I would see it as a projection. And the projection of the video clip would not be like you see how you can focus on something and see it. It would be always at the crown of my head somewhere. So I saw it, but it's so weird. The best way I can explain it, I don't even look my eyes. I don't move my eyes and look them up. But this is how I saw the future. And it would be up. Hold on. Okay, it would be up here in vision. I don't know how to explain this to y'all, but I'm trying. So I saw okay, I'll do it right now. Like I will reenact it, and I'll tell you where I see it. It's up here. It's like up here in vision. This way, up. And so I saw my sister taking my head and slamming it against the wall. And I'm like, dang, why is my sister doing that to me? And so I snapped back. Like I just snapped back like, not like, oh my God, not like that. I just kind of like that. And then, so I saw that another time, and that did come true. It happened the exact way I saw it. So the other me was out there doing the job, and he was sending the information back to me, which was fantastic, y'all. And so the other me, he brought me more information. So I was sitting there, asleep, and I had a dream that my mom's car was going to get towed. It was like this gray Honda Accord, 1991, maybe 1992, I don't know, 1989, I don't know. But I was like, I woke up. Okay, so what happened is I woke up in the dream. I woke up, and I got up. I went to the front of the kitchen, and I looked outside, and I saw the tow man towing the truck. That's all I saw. And then next thing I know, boom, I'm in my body. Or I'm waking up. It's so weird, because it's like I was walking around, right? I was walking around, seeing it. But the next thing I know, I feel like I really am walking around Like in the dream, it's different because in a daydream I know where I'm standing, but in a dream, when I'm seeing the future in a dream, I'm actually am the actual person, can feel everything, see everything. It's so weird. So what happens is that it felt like I guess I got put back in my body, put in my brain, back in my mind. I guess you could call it an astral projection. I didn't even count this as an astral projection, but I guess that's what it was. So I went and I saw the future that way, or the other me did. And so I went and I woke up in 5 minutes. I'm like, Mom, the car's going to get towed. The car's going to get towed. Like, you have to get the car. It's going to get towed. Everything is the same. I kept saying that. I was like, Mom, everything is the same. The rays of the sunlight, the cup over there on the table. You got to get the car because it's going to get towed. And then 5 minutes later, like, it got towed the exact same way I saw it. And I'm like, Mom, I tried to tell you. I tried. But, you know, I'm only like 10 to 12 years old. I'm on, what's it gonna believe me, you know? Okay, so with the paranormal happenings, you know, like I said, my mom is still this block angel. You know, she still blocks it from happening when she's around. Um, okay, so this one gets more weird. Russell made me swear a lie on the Bible about. So I went and I visited my dad for the summer again this time, but I didn't say anything about the abuse. I didn't. And I told the truth the whole time, nothing but the truth. I always told the truth. And more paranormal stuff happened after this. Then again, okay, I know nothing about I don't know anything about no new age. I don't know anything about no witchcraft. I don't know anything about no voodoo, no Wicca. I don't know nothing of that stuff for all you church people out there, okay? So what happens, because, you know, y'all say, oh, opening your third eye make you see demons. Opening your third eye make you see this stuff. Y'all say it's because you're into the New Age movement that this stuff is happening to you. It's because you're into witchcraft that this stuff is happening to you. Just get that straight. Now, so what happened is that he made me swear a lie on the Bible with my right hand on the Bible and my other hand, my left hand up, and saying, yes, I did tell my dad some stuff about you hitting me and abusing me and things like that. But I didn't, okay? And so I swore a lie on the Bible. And then he took the Bible, same one, the blue Bible with the white dove on it, with this paperback, and he licked it, all right? He licked the Bible. And then he told me, go in your room. He took my shirt off my back, took my shirt off. He put me on the top bunk. He took the Bible. He took it real high, and he smacked it on my stomach. The side that he licked, he smacked it on my stomach. And then he left, okay? And I was in a dark room, okay? On the top bunk bed, in my room, with the door shut. And my sister's not in the room. And my mom is not home. And him and my mom is in the front room. Okay, I'm going to tell you how I know that. Because all of a sudden, I heard this three big knocks on the door. It felt like a great big tree trunk log. And it was like, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, what is that? And when I said, what is that? I don't know how it does this, but my brain, it went and it looked beyond the door. And it saw like it. The best description I can give you, like World of Warcraft, that Taurus, whatever. That's what it looked like. It looked a lot like that. It had a cow face, straight up horns. The mug had a straight up piercing on the nose. It did. It looked like the Taurus from World of Warcraft, which I didn't discover until age 15. So it looked like that. Yeah, pretty much bit by bit. It looked like that. And it was mean. It had red eyes. Something about mean demons looking having red eyes. And so that's what it did. Okay. And and it was knocking on the door, and I was like, Russell, sis, where are you? And my sister said, we're in the front room. I'm sitting here like, okay, so what the heck is that thing knocking at my door, though? And then the Bible starts burning on my stomach. Like, It's a flame in my head. I see it, that it's a flame in my brain. Like, I see it. It's flaming up. And my stomach is burning. This Bible's burning my stomach. I don't know. So, another time, he loaded a gun. This is still the same house. He loaded a gun with 3 bullets in it. And he took it to my head, and he was going to kill me. So he took it, loaded the gun up, small silver gun. About, if you go like this, it's about the size of your hand. You do just like this, about that big. So he took it, and I was next to the window that I saw where the car was getting towed or whatever. I was next to that same window. And he took the gun and he shot it 3 times. But guess what? I didn't see the future on that either. But no bullets came out. He kept trying. Gun wouldn't go off. So something was keeping me alive. Which I'm glad. And I wasn't doing no witchcraft, no New Age movement stuff, no, none of that. Yeah. And I got saved. Huh. So, what's next? Alright, so I guess he had tried to hide the gun. He put it in this pantry box. This box that was heavy, and he put it in the pantry. And now he locked it, and then he goes to the dinner, he goes to the breakfast table where we're at, eat breakfast, right? And he comes over to me, and he's like, it make me feel uncomfortable, and I'm trying to eat these waffles that's got some freaking blueberries in it, and I'm feeling sick to my stomach, and I was like, oh, Russell, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. And he's like, you're not going to throw up, you're just going to burp. I'm like, no, I got to go throw up. So I went to the bathroom. He said, go throw up then. I went to the bathroom. I go throw up, and he was right. When I would throw up, it came out as a belch. No witchcraft, no New Age movement. So I went there, back to the kitchen, and I sat down like, how did you know that? And so he gets, and I knew, I was like, oh shoot, he's about to hit me. And it came to me like, hey, Anwan, he's going to hit you. And so he got up, and then the door unlocked, the back pantry door, it unlocked itself, and this box came out, and it almost hit him in the head. And I immediately thought, that was my grandma. Immediate. I was like, yes, that was her. So now I got 2 people helping me. I got me, myself, just going into the future, looking for the future for me, and then I got my grandma. She stepped in. Okay, okay, what's next? So, he told me to take out the trash, and this trash, it was leaking, and I went to take it out, and I was like, oh man, Russell's going to beat me, he's going to hurt me, and things like that, he's going to whoop on me, and next thing I know, this cat, this black and white cat, the same color as the shoes I had. My mom got me some Shaq shoes, some basketball shoes. There was Shaqs, right? And it was black and white. And I just named the cat. I was like, I named it Shaq. And I was like, hey, Mom, can we keep him? So the cat saved me from getting beat. It appeared at the exact time, and it came, and it licked up all. It licked up all of the oil and the spill that came out of the trash can. So that way I didn't get beat. How that cat know how to do that, I don't freaking know. But thank you, Shaq. Thank you, Shaq the cat, for looking up that stuff. If you're out there and I ever achieve astral projection to come out of my body and I see you, and I'm going to say thank you, give you a big hug. Thank you, Shaq. So, what happened next is that, my uncle came up, and he was kind of like messed up on drugs or whatever. And he got messed up on drugs, by Russell or whatever. He gave him he gave him some drugs and stuff, and he wasn't like really coherent. And so what happened is that, so Russell he started to hit my mom, and I'm like, I grabbed this bat, and I started hitting him in the back, and he like punched me, and I fall out, and he's like, go sit down, or whatever. And I'm like, no, my mom, no, my mom, I really love my mom, I'm like, no. And so, so what happens is that, like, my uncle, I'm like, yeah, get him, uncle, get him. But then he's scared of him. I'm like, dude, you bigger than me. You telling me, you my uncle, you my sister's brother, kick his butt. Show him what it's like to get hurt. Have the flesh torn off of you. To be hit. Get him. Is what he didn't. Like the drugs messed him up. Like he wasn't even coherent. He was just, his eyes was all puffed up. Man, Russell was just wailing my uncle so bad. His eyes was all puffed up. He couldn't even protect my mom. Whatever. So then, so he like got the drugs by, he took me to the liquor store so I can get some Frito-Lay chips. And there was this black guy there who had a hood over his head and his pants sagging, and there's a pack of cigarettes on the ground. He said, "Hey, go ahead and pick those up." And I noticed that when he picked those up, there wasn't no cigarettes in the bag. My uncle pulled out some bag, and had all this white powder like baking soda in it. So there wasn't cigarettes in there. Next thing I know, he had like this pipe, this like metal pipe, and he's lit it up and smoking this stuff. I don't know. One night I was sleeping and I was seeing that my dad was going to be coming to pick me and my sister up because my dad was going to have custody of me and my sister. And next thing I know, my future dream, I can always kind of tell that, okay, this is going to be happening in the future. Like I have an instinct of knowing it's going to be a future dream. So I need to watch out, need to pay attention, okay? That instinct, I don't know, it's like the same instinct how you know not to turn a corner. Or don't do that. Or whatever, it's an instinct. And so what happened is that I saw a van, and I saw my dad and my grandpa was coming to pick me up in a van. Now this is how this future got messed up. Because next thing I know, my dream, it just crumbles up like paper, and I look up, and there's Russell standing over me like, with his eyes open, just looking dead at my eyes. He stole, now I felt so bad about this, like, he stole my ability to see the future. That's what it felt like. I felt like he sucked it out of me. He sucked out the ability for me to see the future, It was freaking terrible. I was like, no, what'd you do that for? I need that, because I need that to protect myself, Like, how you going to take the other me? Like, that's me. So, so one time he had me doing chores, and he had me doing chores, and I was washing the dishes, and I go and I tell Russell, okay, Russell, I'm done with the dishes, and I hear my sister making these weird noises, and this is when I found out that something weird was going on between him and my sister. Like, what the heck are you doing to my sister? Like, she's only 10. What the hell are you, I'm sorry, what are you doing, And he's like, okay, go outside and play. I'm like, my sister's making all these weird noises. Like, what the heck's going on? And so I didn't know until much later that that was molestation. So I wasn't the only person that got that treatment. We took very different paths growing up from these abuse. Very different paths. Let's see. So I knew my dad was going to come get me, and it was going to be custody time. He was going to come get custody from me and my sister. I had this red bouncy ball outside, and I was bouncing it. And then the future me told me again, he's like, hey, it's going to happen anyway, and eventually your dad will come to pick you up, and it's going to happen anyway. He was like, but if you just want to get it over with, if you take the ball and you take it and you bounce it extremely high in the air, and then you catch it on the first try, your dad will show up to pick you and your sister up, and you will be taken away. And I was like, so I was contemplating. I was like, well, if it's going to happen anyway, I might as well get it over with. Because I hate the anticipation. I took the ball, bounced it real high, caught it. Right as soon as I caught that ball the first time, Dad comes around the corner in a white car, not a white van. That future was ruined. Because Russell took that. So what happens is that he comes around, and I was like, oh man, I knew it. And I never knew the excruciating pain on my mom's face would ever be this harsh to me till this day. Like, when I was in the car and my sister was in the car and we had packed our stuff up in the black bags, I looked at my mom's face, and it was the most horrible, most excruciating pain I ever felt inside of me. Ever in my body. Like one side of this rubber band side is my mom. This side is me. And as the car went further and further away, and I saw her tears, and I saw her heartbreak on her face, and further and further away, it got stretched so thin that all of a sudden I felt this snap of connection between my mom and me. And I felt it snap. It was terrible. I've made a vow to never see my mom that sad ever again. I would never make my mom that sad ever again. Ever. I took the blame because I told my dad about what happened. Eventually. So tired of getting the flesh run off me. And getting ritual abuse. Ritual abuse. Didn't even know that was a thing. Like spiritual abuse. That's real. So, that's another type. Before I left, there was a lady named Miss Thatcher. She had antiques and stuff, red carpet in her basement. And she told me, hey, you want to go to church? You want to meet God? I was like, yes, finally. I was like, if I can just meet God, I can tell God what's going on. I can finally meet him. I get there and I get to this church and I'm like, okay, where's he at? Like, is he going to appear? And it's like, oh, well, the preacher's going to talk about God. And I'm like, oh, good. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, the preacher's like me. He can hear things. God's going to speak to this man. Okay, he's going to speak to him. He can hear directly from God. Okay, and he's gonna talk, and he's gonna tell me what I need to do. And all I got was a bunch of Bible stuff. I'm like, huh? In the book, I'm like, huh? And it's like the Word of God is God. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? That Bible burnt me. I was getting burned. That's not no Word of God. Excuse me. I was getting burnt by the Bible. Don't come to me saying that. You know? So, where I discovered that he couldn't talk to God after all. It was a sad thing, but I had my hopes up. Didn't work. Alright, that'll be it for this. Sorry for the long video, but had a lot to say.